Excellent. Thank you, everyone. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, and welcome to CEC Community Education Council District 28's March 2023 calendar meeting. I want to extend a special welcome to all of you who have taken the time out to be with us tonight, to be in community, to be in unison, to be in unity as we discuss the important things that affects the future of our children, right? So I'm so happy that all of you have taken all the time to be here with us. Hope your families are doing well and everyone is hanging in there. Thanks to all the principals and everyone else who has joined us here. And at this point in time, we'll be asking our first Vice President, Ms. Barbara Lewis, to please do a roll call. Barbara?
Thank you, VJ. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Mr. President VJ Ramjatan.
I'm here. Thank you.
First Vice President Barbara Lewis Williams. I'm here. Treasurer Lou Zhao.
Here.
Second Vice President, Mr. Ted Chang.
I'm here.
Member Natifa Lewis.
Here.
Member Rajwinder Kaur.
Here.
Okay. Member Simone Dornbach.
Excused.
Excused. Member Elena Aminova.
It's running late.
Okay. Member Cassandra Alexander. Did I say that before?
Here.
No. Okay. That's it.
Natifa Lewis.
I did call Natifa first.
Excellent. So I think that's
I called everybody.
There it is. Thank you so much, Barbara. And of course, I want to say a special thank you to all the council members who has been serving, giving, and just doing all the behind the scenes work to make this council what it is and to keep us afloat and to really be a platform and an advocate for all families in this district. Thank you all for being here. Well, we can't continue without saying hi to our administrative assistant, Ms. Dorinda Seamangle. Can you say hi, Dorinda? There she is.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah, she's the one you get all these emails from. So yeah, she is. So thank you so much for being here. Women's History Month, right? Women's History Month. That's what we are doing this month. And you know, we have had the pleasure of being led by females in this district for the past long time. Female women and women who of power, women of might. And I don't say that word lightly. I say that with all my strength, because I feel like, you know, it's amazing when we have female leaders like Ms. Sardui, we have Dr. Pate, we had Olga Addison, those who remember Olga Addison. She was the former CEC president for 8 years. That's before me. She was the CEC president. We have people like Shirley, we have people like Barbara, Natifa. We have all these amazing leaders in our community. Sonia, who are leading this, Alicia, Adriana, all of you are here. Who are leading this community, leading your work, strong females. And I can't call all of your names, but you fall under this bracket of women. And I want to empower that. I want to lift that very high and say, salute. Okay, salute and happy Women's History Month. We will get better at preparing to present something on each month as time goes by, but you know, we're getting there. We're getting there. I promise you, we're getting there. So in that spirit, in that mind, we have a very packed schedule today. We're going to be reminding everyone that this is really a platform to really hear from our, and also to really provide a space for the community to air your concerns, to speak. So Ms. Natifa Lewis, do you mind doing a little spiel about the speak feature and our chat, please?
Okay, good evening, everyone. So our chat will remain open for the duration of the meeting. We do ask that you be respectful in it to allow that privilege. During the public comment section of the meeting, we will ask that you type speak if you want to make public comment. Generally, you'll have about 2 minutes to present. Depending on the length of the meeting, we may adjust that time, but you must type the word speak in the chat and you will be called in the order that you put it in. The speaker list will close at a certain time.
8
So if
p.m.
you know that you want to make at 8 p.m. So if you do want to make a comment, please put speak as early as possible so you can be added to our list. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And momentarily, as we go through the meeting, our administrative assistant, Mr. Rinder Simangal, should be putting our email address for the CEC and our website, as we go through the meeting. And that's the one place that you can always get all the information about the CEC, all the resolutions that were passed, all the links to the meetings, who are the members, who are the liaisons to the schools, to all the principals who are here. All this wonderful stuff is on we have a very active and vibrant website. It's cecd28.org. Very easy, cecd28.org. Please go ahead and do that and make sure you are filling in that information. I have a quick announcement to make really quickly before I pass it over to our superintendent. We are going to be having, to all the principals who are on board, we are going to be having our principal legislative breakfast. We have got a space. Yes, we got a space. And we got the date, May 5th, Cinco de Mayo. So please mark that on your calendars, principals. It's going to be receiving an email from our administrative assistant, and you'll be letting you know who we're inviting and how we're going to be doing this. But principals, please mark your calendar. This is a time and a space for all of you to be in community with us and our elected officials. So we can say, hey, bring the money here. We need the money here. This is what we need. And this is what our students need. And, this is important. So please mark your calendar. May 5th from 9 to 12 is taking place in Queens right here. I'll disclose Queens College. Okay, there it is, Queens College. So, and our team is busy in the back end, doing all the work to make sure we can prepare as best as we can to make this a wonderful experience. And last year was a big deal, right? It was wonderful, wasn't it? So we're going to be doing it again. It's so nice to see when all the principals get, just eat and have a good time, right? Kind of thing. So that's what's happening. Today we have Steve Chornoff and his team going to be here, and Principal Moses from going to be presenting. There you are today from their schools and from the high schools, to hear from them. We're also going to be having Queens High School President's Council presenting, Barbara Williams and Shirley Albe, amazing leaders again. And of course, we're going to start off by having our amazing, powerful, mighty person in our district, our Women History Month leader, Dr. Tammy Pate, who is going to be speaking first, our superintendent. Dr. Pate.
I've muted myself and then struggled to unmute. To unmute. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. I'm happy to be in the room. I don't know about you, but I'm happy to be in the room with you all. And so happy Women's History Month, all of us who are doing all that we can in collaboration with those who are not celebrating Women's History Month. It takes every single one of us. It takes an entire village. And so we're just thankful to be named as one of many that are working diligently to ensure that D28 remains the absolute best district in all of the districts, in all of the 45, all of the city of New York and beyond. And so I do want to take a few minutes. Vern, someone's going to have to help me because I'm going to try to get through this slide deck fast. And I see Principal Ojeda. Thank you so much for a lovely day on today. He'll talk to you about what took place on today. And I see Bruce Zihel. You also will, I'm sure, chime in. I have a tiny little slide about Dial a Teacher, but you're going to tell us more about it. And Sonia Rueda is also here, I'm sure. I don't see you, but I know you're here. So let me share, if I can. President Ramjadan, I was so disappointed when I saw the construction at the site we had our legislative breakfast at last year.
I know, right? It was.
I came by. I said, "It's not going to be here."
But we got a beautiful space at Queens College. It's going to be really beautiful. And
I'm excited. Yeah, if you missed it, you missed out last year. We had a truly wonderful time, powerful time. So let me jump in really quickly with the share. I want to talk to you really quickly tonight about attendance. and to just share some of the things that the district is engaged in. Hold on. Some of the things that we are engaged in to address some of our chronic absenteeism data. I want to quickly just say to women everywhere, I found this graphic, and we all love Jimmy Carter. And here's this wonderful graphic that was posted some time ago. It was a long time ago, but I think these little historical pieces is important, right? In the middle of that paragraph, it says, too often the women were unsung and sometimes their contributions went unnoticed. But the achievements, leadership, courage, strength, and love of the women who built America was as vital as that of the men whose names we know so well. And so we want to take the time out today to just acknowledge every woman that does any and everything to support our children across this district. You know, in District 28, if it's not about kids, I'm going to have a hard time, sort of being interested in what you have to say, right? It's about children and the families that support them, but it's always, always about children. So I thought that statement was pretty apropos. Reminding all of us of our vision and mission and the things that really resonate here in District 28, that we celebrate our differences. Right? It's okay to acknowledge that we have differences, and that is a source of our wealth and our richness in this district. Countless racial, ethnic, language, belief backgrounds, while finally committing to making an estimable contribution to the lives of our scholars. And so we say this often because if we say it enough, you're going to say it in your mind, you're going to begin to repeat it out, and it'll live in our hearts and our minds, and most importantly, through our work. And so that's just a reminder of our vision and mission. I want to remind you that our New York City School Survey is open until March 31st. It's an extended, we have 6 weeks. And so I just, maybe just over 6 weeks. Want to just remind everyone to please do what you can to both complete the survey yourself and then encourage others to do the same. Some small changes in the survey, some different kinds of questions, they're talking about for the, first time, I think they're explicitly naming superintendents, they're naming parent and guardian action, like where do you see your contributions show up in the school? That's different language. And that's a part of our chancellor's intention, that family and community have a real recognizable voice in school governance. So take the time, take the moment to complete the survey, please. Bruce, I'm sure you're going to talk to us more about our Dial a Teacher. Test taking tips is the workshop that will be occurring in 3 places. You all, I know that you understand the complexity of this, but our U of T partners, you all have just knocked it all the way out of the park with this one, being able to conduct this workshop in 3 different places. It's a hybrid model, in person and remote, for families to come in and learn valuable test taking tips as we prepare for our state assessment. And while I'm on the subject, I'm imploring everyone, please do not opt out. We don't get good data when we don't assess. And it's so critically important for our district that we know what is actual and true. So please consider, if you have opted out in the past, please consider having your scholar to sit for our state assessments. We are doing so much to prepare them and to ensure that they are ready to sit and take this test. So please, let's take the test. I want to talk really quickly about our attendance data. You know that this is a conversation we have had starting last year. We did a lot of work together to improve our overall attendance data in this district. In fact, we had some of the largest increase across the entire city of New York. And that's just the power of us. When we determine that we're going to do something and we get our minds wrapped around it and we get into action together, we can move any mountain. And so I am asking you to help us to move this mountain. An overview of some of our data connected to attendance. We have a total of 20,967 scholars. That is a small decrease of 53 scholars who either left the country, left the state, or went to other schools. And that is very, 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 very low. And so I said this to you before, but shout out to making this a district where folk want to be and where they stay. We don't leave. we stay. Our year-to-date attendance right now is at 90.6%. That's up by 0.5% from last month. Our risk of chronic absenteeism is down to 20%. That's a really high number, you all. It is down by 2.2%. However, our chronically absent data has gone up by 1 point to 15.1%. We began the school year at 5%. This is a trend that is being seen across the city of New York, but that is not okay for us. We need to be diligent. We have to figure out what are the impediments to children coming to school every day and work to address those. Our daily attendance, that is the attendance over the last weeks is at 92.9%. So our daily attendance is increasing. The year-to-date attendance is the entire school year. So we still have a lot to do. We are really doing well in terms of moving the attendance in the right direction, but we need to go more aggressive. And as you can see in parentheses, the citywide attendance has also gone up. It is at 89%. What is chronic absenteeism? We talked about this. It is missing at least 10% of school days in a school year. For any reason, excused or unexcused, it is a primary sort of contributor to dropout rates and low achievement. And so, for example, if a child is absent 2 days per month of 9 months of school, they are chronically absent. All you need is 2 bad COVID cases. And your child could be considered chronically absent. Now and I'm going to talk about this in a couple of minutes, but we are really campaigning to get a special coding. And we talked about this during President's Council. I have a slide to show some of the think tank we engaged in a minute. But we have been talking to our central folk and those who are responsible for coding attendance to say, is there any way we could develop a system that would allow us to differently code scholars? The chronic absenteeism for our students in temporary housing is always higher. It's always higher. And so a lot of times, all of the time, students in temporary housing have absolutely no control over whether they can sometimes get into the school building or not. Circumstances are such that, it's difficult. So we are really thinking about how do we support not just the scholar, but support the family as well to ensure children get into school on a daily basis. We're also working with community schools to see if we can open more community schools in our district, which would allow medical facilities in schools, laundromats in schools, and other community-facing supports, so that if a child had to go for booster shots and different things like that, they wouldn't have to miss a day of school, but that you could have medical facilities or the travel buses that come and can administer vaccines and boosters and things of that nature. We're doing a lot trying to support our scholars so that they can not miss school. And we know that there's a connection between chronic absenteeism and dropout rate. The higher the chronic absenteeism, the higher the dropout rate. So in our district, we need to do everything we can to ensure we're sending students with great attendance into our high schools, like Thomas Edison High School. Oh, my computer's gonna die. Hold on 1 second. It's giving me a big sign. Hold on, everyone. Apologies. Oh, yeah.
Feel free to share quotes on the.
Okay, sorry about that. There we are.
All
right, I'm plugged in. Thank you. And so, yes. So what's happening at the district level, and you'll get this deck, so I'm not going to read all of this, but our chancellor has challenged all of us, every single superintendent, to have a plan to address chronic absenteeism in our district. And beyond that, he's also required us to write goals around reducing the overall levels of chronic absenteeism and improving the good attendance, students being in school every single day. And so these are some some of the things, the system, central supported and system-wide supports that we have in place. It's called the 5-step plan. It includes communication of progress and sharing best practice, establishing weekly district level attendance action teams, spotlighting schools for great attendance practices, sharing the district's school year 23 end of year goal for chronic absenteeism, and activating attendance coordinators. And all of that is happening at the district level. At the school level, a few things have to happen. Meeting on a weekly basis at a consistent time and place in order to set an agenda around what is our current attendance and what do we need to do to improve it. The second thing is getting the right people at the meeting. So making sure that there are clearly defined roles. When my team or myself go into schools and say, tell me about your attendance teams, we need to know exactly who is a part of that team and that person who's a part of the team actually has agency to improve attendance, right? So it's not just anyone on that team. It has to be folk like guidance counselors, like social workers, like administrators, like teachers, because that's front line. Teachers have to be a part of those attendance teams because they have the most intimate contact, one-to-one contact with scholars. We're tracking and monitoring attendance data on a daily basis, and we're collaborating with teachers and school staff as well. You previously had we had a visit here in CEC from DIIT, and they spoke to us about the attendance, messaging, and grading. I have it backwards because they call it GAM. So it's grading, attendance, and messaging services. We also had them to present to our principals, and I have challenged every single principal in this district to minimally adopt the attendance and messaging app that the Department of Education currently offers. And it is free and it is protected, so we don't have to worry about third parties getting our students' data. It is important that we engage at least these two, at least the attendance and the messaging. We're going to get into the grading piece into the future next year, but attendance and messaging. So if you see different kinds of messaging coming home, just know that we are doing everything we can to communicate to you about attendance trends and to get you to support having students in school every day. Other things that are happening at the central level, we have district attendance point office hours. Any of our PCs or any of our school-based staff can connect with the district to kind of think tank strategies or to help with locating, identifying where children are in the event that children are missing and they haven't been in school for a while and we can't locate them. We are having district meetings and quarterly district professional learning summits so that we can learn about good strategies. And I'm going to talk to you about one initiative that we are a part of in just a few moments. I'm almost there, you all. During our President's Council this past month, we talked about attendance improvement plans. And these are some of the suggestions that our President's Council provided to us. They said, what about using, QR code scanning, like record to record attendance? I thought that was such a great idea because that's exactly and precisely what the app is able to do. Double checking attendance for accuracy. When do we take attendance, right? Parents spoke about, the traffic rush and how sometimes students can be late coming into school because Queens is like a traffic nightmare in the morning. And so when do we take attendance? When do we correct attendance? They spoke about scholars' illness as a real concern. We do know that, and we have been communicating with our central partners to say, is there a way for us to code when students are out for COVID so that it doesn't affect the absenteeism data? Yes, the child is absent from school, but calculating that data, we're advocating. We need something else because as we all know, Queens was hit really, really bad by the pandemic. And it seems to also be hit really, really bad by the tridemic. And so every time you turn around, someone's out sick. And when they're out sick, they're not sick for one day. They're sick for 5 days. And we know based on the earliest slide on chronic absenteeism, you only need 1 or 2 of those in the course of a year. And so we're working on that. We talked about the need for more busing, and that is a big need across the city. We talked about parents doing for parents some kind of carpool, which is something you'd have to discuss with yourself. The school could not administer a parent carpool, but it's something that you can do in small communities. And then whether PTAs would be able to reimburse parents who decide, you know what, I'll drive. We considered maybe having some kind of offering in the morning so that parents can drop off children earlier in the school day. Many of our schools do that. We do want to continue to grow that capacity. And so there's all of these suggestions, and I just wanted you to see some of them. Hold on one sec. And so, forgive me. I wanted to just talk to you about the tiering system. So our Central partner has partners at Central. We're using a new tiering system at the district level. So district attendance schools are now tiered into 3 levels. Schools with 100% to 90% attendance is tier 1. 89.9% to 80 is tier 2, and 79.9% and below is tier 3. We currently, and this number is, we're not ecstatic about this. We currently have 18 schools in tier 1 and 17 schools in tier 2. Now, the graphic to the right of you, I wanted to make sure that you saw this because some of our schools is using this system to communicate to me and others beyond. And this is helping us make the case that we need to have special coding for students who travel outside of the country. Now, I gave you a snippet. This is just a small section. This list is actually 3 times as large, and this is all in one school. Now, if you look at this information in the slide deck, students who are leaving the country, visiting home for periods of time, a month, for 2 months, for 3 months. Can you imagine the impact that has on the school's overall attendance? So in this particular situation, you could have 100% attendance overall in that school. And with so many children absent for this period of time, this could easily be a tier 2 or tier 3 school. And so I just want to, the data always helps to drive home the point, right? And so I'm asking every one of us to think about this. Think about this data is really, I hope that it's impactful for you to kind of see the challenges that we deal with on a daily basis across our schools. We are an international district. That's something we're proud of. This is another part of being an international district. And so we have partnered with an organization called Graduation Alliance. And I have placed all of our tier 2 schools in this alliance. And this is a company that is going to help us with outreach and coming up with creative ways to increase attendance. The supports will go to not just the children, but also to our families as they desire them. So if families are saying, look, I'm having a hard time getting children, I have multiple children in multiple schools, and sometimes things are difficult, we're going to help them with transportation. We're going to help them with all kinds of things. And the organization has shown really strong data across the country. Central has engaged them to support districts, and they asked for volunteers. And of course, I volunteered because I want to do everything we can to increase our overall district attendance. And so you'll hear more about Graduation Alliance. I'll try to get them to come and maybe say hi to you during CEC or some other forum so that they can tell you more about what they do. But there is ongoing, they provide coaching and support for families, reporting to families, the assistance of multiple kinds. And so that's pretty much it. I guess I'm going to just end with, it's about how we do this together. You all, when we ripped the top off of our attendance last year and really showed our system how amazing it is when we work together, that's because we decided to work together. It's because we decided in every school, across the school, our CEC message to families broadly. When we do that, then we see positive outcomes. So I've talked a lot. I tried to go fast, Vijay. I'm so sorry. But that's where we are. And so I'm still here, but have a great night. I'm going to stop talking. Thank you.
Always, no, that's so important, that information, like I feel like also many times we are quick to highlight what doesn't work and like what is not working, but very few times do we have solutions following that. And to see that you have a program in place and there's a real solution, like to attempt to solve this issue, not solve it, we will never solve it, but to make an impact, it's amazing to do that. And let us know as a CEC how we can do this, how we can help and assist in this program process also, Dr. Payton. Always thank you so much for bringing the data, showing the numbers. Many districts don't do that. They hide the numbers. You don't shy from the numbers. And we are grateful for that. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Once again, I want to welcome all our principals who are here, all of our administrators, all the various councils who are present today with us. We're always grateful to all of you who are being here. If you so wish to put a quote about Women's History Month in the chat, we would love to see your quotes and your ideas. Also, if there's a woman that inspires you, or you feel so inspired, please put their name on the chat. Let's uplift their spirit, right? Let's do that. We're celebrating it in our own way in this space here too. Women's History Month every time we can. If you want to speak as Natifa, just put down in the chat. Thank you, Natifa. Please remember at 8 p.m. we are closing off the option to speak. So far we have 3 people who signed up. 4, I think Ron Britt just put his name to speak. But if you want to speak or make a comment later on after the presentations, you'll have a time to do so. So please put the word speak, and our team, Natifa Lewis, today will be tracking your names and putting it on a list, which we'll be sharing there, and you'll be called in that order to make your contributions. Thank you so much. Moving along, my dear friends, thanks, Dr. Pay, thank you so much. Moving along, we have Principal Ojeda Moses of Thomas Edison High School, and also we have, the amazing Stephen Chernoff from Queens High School's executive director, who always comes every 3 months and gives us all the updates that we need to know of what's important, because guess where all of our kids are going? The high school, right? So that's why we have made it a very important part, not because CEC28 only looks after elementary and middle schools, but we always want to collaborate with the high schools to make sure we're engaged and we know what's happening ahead of the game, right? So without further ado, Steve Chernoff, Principal Moses Ojeda, Ojeda, yes. Thank you so much for being here, and off to you guys. Go ahead.
Thank you, Vijay. So happy to be here again with you all. Good evening. I bring greetings from Dr. Van Ness, Superintendent of Queens South High Schools. And I'm going to share my screen so you could see our lovely deck. Can you see it?
It's there. Wow, there it is. Yes, it's coming together. There it is.
We have a great tech person who works closely with Thomas Edison students and students in other and HALA students who put our videos together and our decks for presentations. So we have a lot of talent in our district, and we like to show it off. So just going to move forward. There's our district vision: nurturing schools, families, partnerships, and communities, and fostering affirming environments of empowerment, engagement, and infinite possibilities for students to explore, achieve, and succeed. And our mission is to plant seeds of excellence. As you see, SEEDS is an acronym, sparking innovation, elevating equity, diversity, and access, ensuring accelerated learning, developing student self-efficacy, and strategically partnering with families. Next, our district demographics. Take a look at that. Over 22,000 students. Our schools are in districts 27, 28, and 29. And we have 6 secondary schools. We have portfolio-funded CTE schools and VITEA-funded CT programs. And our focus this month, as you heard from Dr. Pate, is on attendance and ORS data. So first, attendance. We have been right around the city standard of 90% all year long. We just slightly recently. We're at 89.8, but we are fighting that battle every single day, as Dr. Pate also spoke about many different things that we do. And in fact, our goal, Dr. Van Ness's goal, is 93%. That's what we want. We are not satisfied with 90. We're not satisfied even with 93. We want 100%. We want every single student in school every single day. And we will not be satisfied with anything less than that. And our chronic absenteeism rate has been below the city average. So as you can see from the previous slide, our attendance has been above the city average all year long. And our chronic absenteeism rate has been below the city average, which means it's better than the city average, right? So with chronic absenteeism, the lower the better, right? So the city goal is no more than 30% of students chronically absent or at risk for chronic absenteeism. We have been below 30% all year. This is the first I'm seeing that we just tipped above 30% this week. So I am definitely going to get to the bottom of that. We have a good attendance coordinator, Hassan Fuller, does a very fine job. He's new to the position. He's learning his role, but he is off to a very good start. And he supervises the attendance teachers, and he visits with our school's attendance teams to observe their policies and practices and procedures.
Women belong in all places where decisions are being made.
You can mute, please, and also to provide technical support and advice and assistance. It's interesting that Dr. Pate mentioned not taking attendance first period, and that is a good strategy. But high school kids are a little different. And if high school kids don't get there on time, they may not show up at all. Or they may drag themselves in, third, fourth, fifth period. So in fact, we do want schools to take attendance as early as possible. And one of our struggling schools just changed from third period, which is pretty traditional, to first period. Why do we want them to take it first period? To send the message that you got to get up and you got to get to school on time every day. And if they're not there, the students, the school starts the outreach as soon as possible, immediately, through our tech systems and through phone calls by staff. So, we do what we feel we need to do for high school students and for that age group. And, and for those of you, if you have teenagers in the house or had or were a teenager at one point yourself, they could sleep all day. So we got to get them up. But we're going to continue to fight this battle and get back under 30% for our chronic absenteeism. So we have an MTSS system of a support for attendance. Tier 1, 2, and 3 interventions, and you can take a look at those. Tier 1 is for all the schools, right? Strategies to encourage better attendance and prevent chronic absenteeism before it affects achievement. Tier 2 interventions are designed to remove barriers to attendance for students at greater risk of chronic absenteeism. And so we give targeted support to particular schools that are in our bottom 10. And then we provide intensive support for schools and even to a degree for students who are even far below the 90% goal and are clearly in the chronic absenteeism rate. And again, for high schools, we know that students, they're aware, they are very sensitive to their surroundings and their peer groups. And so it's really important that schools provide a welcoming environment to students to make them want to come. There's an old expression, kind of hate it, but it's out there and you've heard of it. High school students vote with their feet. And so we have to make our schools a welcoming place and have great instruction so that they want to come every day. And I have to say, District 28 schools are our highest achieving and our highest attending schools. We have the highest attendance rates. Principal Ojeda has a very fine attendance rate, 93% for his school. So, you know, it's about providing the environment and the services and the support and the great instruction that motivates students to want to come to school on time every day. The next slide is ORS incidents, right? So these are disciplinary incidents, and it's a 3-year view. The top table is 3 years of ORS data of incidents that have been reported, levels 1 through 5. And, you know, we all want safe schools. We encourage and insist that obviously schools document the issues that they have so that we can provide support to students, so that we could provide interventions, and that we could prevent things from happening. But when things happen, we have to document it. If you notice, District 28, I'll speak about that in the next table. So District 28 has some of our biggest schools. So relative to the size of the school and the number of students we have, the number of incidents is, the rate of the incidents is actually lower than for some of our other districts. Below that is the suspensions. So again, a 3-year view. And we've skipped some years because we know that the years of COVID skewed everything. But a 3-year view of P is for principal suspensions, R is for removals, and S is for superintendent suspensions. And one positive trend, at least for District 28, is that if you look at last year's superintendent suspensions, at this time in the year, there were 47. And this year, there are only 42. So that's a little bit less. And so that's a good thing. Superintendent suspensions being the most severe disciplinary response that we can give. But the main thing is that we want safe schools. And we work very closely, and I've said this before to you, that we work very closely with school safety and with NYPD. And we encourage schools to have all of their personnel outside, all their safety personnel and deans outside for arrival and dismissal, because we know many of the issues this year have been, and last year have been, to and from school. And that's a scary thought. And we recognize that. And we want to make the commute to and from school, the walk to and from school, as safe as possible. And we're working very closely with NYPD now. Every single precinct is having a meeting with principals and district personnel on a regular basis. And again, we want to provide a safe environment for all students. And so we have also an MTSS system of support for students and for supporting them to have positive behaviors and to come and communicate with adults where they feel they have issues or frustrations. And many of our schools do a really fine job with these types of supports that they give to the students. I'll just move it along. As usual, we have a robust professional learning calendar in March and variety of areas, as you can see from there. Today, I had my assistant principal to principal pipeline series. Session 3 is a great group of assistant principals who are looking to become principals, and we're developing our bench of principals. We have many professional learning sessions going on, and the response from the principals has been very positive. And a couple of evening things coming up for parents and families. On the left, we have a series for parents with the CBO Real Wellness on the 15th and on the 22nd from 6:30 to 7:30. And we'll send this information out to you. And then on Monday, March 27th, Let's Talk, our town hall. And you will hear from Dr. Van Ness herself. And we encourage all of you to be there to give a kind of state of the district address. And there's our social media information. We encourage you to follow us on all the different platforms and certainly to come to the town hall on the 27th. So thank you. And now I'm going to turn it over to the incomparable and amazing Principal Moses Ojeda of Thomas Edison CTE High School. And I'm going to stop sharing. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that introduction. Hello, everyone. Good evening. Glad to be here. So nice to see so many familiar faces and partners that I have out there. Shout out to Patrick Burns. And great to see you again, Dr. Pate. I'm going to tell you about what she shared a little bit before. So my name is Moses Ojeda, and I'm the proud principal of Thomas Edison High School. I'm going to begin the slideshow. Thumbs up if you can see the slideshow, please. Excellent, thank you. So our school is located right on the service road of the Grand Central, across from St. John's dorms. And if you look here at the bit.ly link, if anybody ever has any questions related to Edison, or you need to find out information, or you're wondering if you can enroll to Edison, all you have to do is send us questions. This is an active link. We monitor it closely, and we always respond to anyone who's asking us questions. So you can take a quick screenshot or use your phone to take a screenshot of that. So I just want to keep in line with what was stated. So what made me want to come to Edison? This is Moses working in senior year on IBM Selectric typewriters at Edison. And I always share my story because it's why I'm so passionate about the school. So yes, I arrived here, grew up in Jackson Heights, went to PS69, IS-145, and then traveled close to an hour because it was a vocational school. Mom knew that I like to work with my hands. So shout out to Hilda Ojeda. She's my hero because I'm here because of her. And she's still very proud of everything I do. She's my #1 fan. But I was a student, and then I had the chance to become a teacher into this unique program called the SVA program. It's called the Substitute Vocational Assistant Program. Today, it's known as the Success Via Apprenticeship Program. It's a great program that actually takes seniors that are ready to transition to CTE teachers. And they trained us for 5 years. And in 5 years, I was able to get hired back at the school I graduated from. And I was a 93 graduate. I taught for 10 years. And the first thing I did was I got rid of the IBM Selectric typewriters because they were antiquated. So I was the first one to build out an IT program. I then brought in Cisco. I brought in Microsoft Office, and Micromedia before it became Adobe, a web design. So why was I so keen on bringing in those programs? It's because I knew that it would bring the interest of students, but also the enrollment of the school. So the one thing about Edison is we never get old. We always revamp our programs because that's how we keep our students engaged with that 93% attendance. After 10 years, I became the assistant principal of CT for 4 years, and I was able to actually make changes in the other departments. And I'm proud to say that within that time, all our programs became state approved. And now I stepped up 11 years ago to lead the place that made me, and it gives me such great pride. So my journey continues to be my vision. Edison gave me a lot, and Edison also did not provide me certain things. My goal, my journey, my vision is to make sure that kids leave here and have a seamless transition to a college or career pathway. I did not have that. Had I left Edison fixing IBM Selectric typewriters, I would have struggled and had to go into a trade school to be trained on the latest equipment. But because I went the teacher route, I didn't have to do that. I was fortunate. And so the other thing is, because it was a vocational school, you were able to opt out of certain courses like math. And I struggled with math when I went to CUNY. That's where the program paid for me to become a teacher. And so I never want a kid to feel like they're struggling when they leave here. And so what do we do here is we offer a true college and career ready pathway. And we provide students with a rigorous academic and career curriculum. And so these are our programs. We're proud to say that we have 13 CT programs, the most of any New York City school. Our IT program was just revamped. And now we've also included data analytics because we know that that's the wave of the future. And so each one of these programs is up to date and state-of-the-art facilities. You can go to our website actually, and you would be able to view each one of our programs. Our students in our digital media class made a video that actually shows the inner workings of our classes, and they're narrated. They tell you exactly what it's about and what certifications they get. All right, and this website is updated regularly. And who updates our website? Our students. I don't pay 10 to 15,000 a year to do my website. Our students update our website because they're getting real life experience while they do that. And I also am proud to say that as one of the few CT schools that's able to offer this many advanced placement courses, and they continue to grow. We also offer College Now courses. And again, why is it important for us to offer these? It's because that's what's going to help me compete with my competitors that are out there, right? Most parents want their students to go to a strong academic school, but if I can offer the academics and the CTE and they're both strong, you have a win-win situation. And we have sports teams. And so I'm proud to say that today our students, our varsity basketball team just won their second playoff game against Madison. So we're moving on to the next round. And I think we play Transit Tech next. So that's going to be an interesting game. I'm going to go back for a minute. The other thing Edison does is we do 5 days of phys ed. I'm a firm believer that students need their exercise. I feel that technology can work against us, and these kids are on their phones too much. No one's going out there to throw the ball around. No one's playing manhunt. No one's playing tag or chase. And so it's our job to make sure that they have a healthy mindset, but also they take care of themselves. And so we enforce that, and we have some state-of-the-art facilities where they do that. We have a fitness room with $250,000 worth of Cybex equipment. And the other thing that was talked about is how do you keep these kids interested coming to school? So we're very big on school organizations. These are organizations that any high school can become a part of, but our students are giving back to the community. So these organizations that you see in front of you, it's about paying it forward. It's about community. So it's not just about yourself, but what can you do to make sure others rise to your level? And I'm also proud to say that we are now a JROTC school. And what's unique about our JROTC program is that it's a cybersecurity JROTC track. So our students, our cadets, are learning how to protect us from the threats that are out there. And we have partnerships with the FBI. So they're also coming in to talk to our students and providing a pathway if they would like to cross over once they leave Edison. So the JROTC cyber program is also merged with our cybersecurity program for CTE. And this weekend, we're actually having our Skills USA citywide competition at Edison. Everyone's welcome to stop by. It's from 9 to 2. And kids are going to be competing. And we have schools from all over the city. They'll be competing in CTE programs. And so you'll get to see them in action. I'm excited because at the end, they will be receiving medals if they place first. And those students will also then be invited to go to states. I'm also happy to say that we don't just provide this great education for our students, but also for the community and families within our community. So I was really working hard to start an adult CTE program at Edison, and I'm glad to say that we finally have that going strong. So we offer free tuition classes to any eligible student that's 21 years or older. And we offer 2 tracks right now. We offer the automotive technology and the IT specialist. So any adult that comes to these programs will be certified and can have a career in any one of these fields. And so if you're interested, or if you're anyone that maybe wants to learn a little bit more about automotive, or what would like to learn more about IT, all they have to do is contact our amazing AP of CTE, Mr. Navindra Hariprasad, and this is his email here. And he can actually guide you on how to enroll. And that's open for anyone in our community. And it's a great program. It's in the evenings. Okay. The only thing I will say that there's sometimes going to be a cost in case they have to buy textbooks, the certification exam, or uniforms. For the most part, I try to advocate to make that free for our students, both for the adult education and during the day. But sometimes it may require some assistance on the individual's part. So that brings us to today. What happened today that Superintendent Dr. Pate was talking about? Today, we had Stephen A. Smith in our building. He's a 1986 graduate, and it was the first time he actually stepped foot back in this high school since he graduated. And he had such a compelling story. He gave a great speech to our students, and we also gave books out to every single student in attendance because he has a powerful story to share about his resilience and overcoming obstacles. And afterwards, he actually took pictures with our varsity team. So this is our varsity basketball team. He took pictures with our varsity girls basketball team and also our JV team. But very humble individual, made time for everyone, and actually was here longer than he should have been. But we're hoping that he remains a great partner. So that was a surprise that Superintendent Dr. Pate was talking about, and she was actually here and was able to meet him as well. And last but not least, because we are celebrating women this month, we will be launching our annual She Rose campaign at Edison. So please follow us on Twitter. Please follow us on LinkedIn. We will be promoting our female students that are in predominantly trades that are male represented mostly. So this is amazing student of ours who's in robotics, and each one of them shares a story. So this is draft mode, but this will be produced for each one of our programs because we'd like to highlight our female students who are doing great work and have to overcome the gender bias sometimes. So we're big on promoting our females here to go into those jobs that are predominantly held by male individuals. So at that kind of concludes my presentation. I have great partnerships with 216 and 217. We have a track we've built together. So our school is also open for elementary. We have a partnership now with PS 175, where our students go there to train their students in CTE, and then their students come here and our students actually become teachers. So we have an educator track. But anybody here tonight who would like to be a part of a visit or maybe bring a cohort of students to see what CTE is about, we host them in our STEM lab, our innovation center. And we actually make them go through a little STEM activity, and our students are the ones who lead. So please, you can reach out to me. I'm going to put my email in the chat. But thank you so much for letting me present tonight. I'm always passionate about presenting the great work that my team is doing, and also my students, because I don't do this alone. I'm successful because of my team. So shout out also to the superintendency who also supports all my initiatives. And I'm going to pause right there. Thank you, and I'll stop sharing.
Thank you so much. It's amazing how much our district has, right? And it's like right there. And we just not know. And thank you for being here. And for, wow, what a story. You went there, you graduated there, then you came back to become the principal. I love that. Become the mayor next, please. Let's do it. Let's do
You
it.
know what?
Become the mayor.
I felt to mention one thing. My brother also went to the school.
Wow.
But right now, my daughter attends my school.
Wow.
And I did not want her to come here. I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't want to come, but she said, tell me about a school that has a great soccer team for girls and an engineering robotics program, and I'll go there in Queens.
Oh,
And I
wow.
couldn't find one, to be honest. So she won, but she's holding her own, and I'm proud of her. So thank you for letting me share that.
Well, she has great footprints to follow. There you go. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much. And do come back when we have our high school. We have a high school town hall where we showcase high schools. Our team will reach out to your school to definitely come back and represent. And thank you, Mr. Cherengoff, for always bringing the info to us. We appreciate you. And every 3 months we have, for each semester, we will be having the high school superintendent's office come in January, March, and then in June. Right? April, May, March, April, May, June. Yeah, June. So that's how it's going to work. Every 3 months for each school year, every 3 months in September, November, and in January again, they'll come again and present and come prepared with questions. And this is the collaboration we have. Thank you so much. Moving right along, we will be going to be asking. We're so excited to have these two mighty, powerful women in our community who has been leading for years. And, you know, Shirley Obey is no stranger to volunteerism, humanitarian work, and really leading with passion in this community 28 and beyond, right? So I feel like, you know, Shirley, you know, you and Mr. Ojeda will have competition for the mayor office, but go for it. Without further ado, my dear friends, it's our honor to welcome Queens High School President's Council, co-presidents, Ms. Shirley Albee, and our very own amazing trailblazer, Barbara Williams. They're going to be presenting right now. Go for it.
Thank you,
Thank
BJ.
Are you going to share the screen?
Yep.
There they are.
Give me a minute,
So
Shirley.
there we go. Thank you so much for having us, and thank you for this really kind words, VJ. That's my boy. That's my man. So we have been talking about Women's Month. And you know, this is my favorite, one of my favorite months. And do you know why? Who runs the world? Who runs the world? I can't hear you.
Girls.
Barbara, you're killing me. That's right. We run the world. My name is Shirley O'Ben, as BJ said, and I have my wonderful co-president, Barbara Williams. To discuss Queens High School President's Council. We have all the PAs, PTAs in the borough. Presidents are membership, right? So we have the entire borough, which means we have 7 high school superintendents, 7 high school borough. So you already saw the Queens South team spoke. We have Queens North, and then we have 5 citywides. We have CUNY Urban Assembly. We have the Custodium International New York City outbound schools. And one of the schools that fills under Dr. Chen is in District 28, which is Mel's, right? We have New Vision, is Hillcrest in District 28, and you also have the leadership school in the Jamaica campus in 28. And then we have transfer schools and District 79 schools in the borough. Queens High School President's Council has the privilege of being a mandatory member in every single Queens DLT, district leadership team. That means districts 24 through 30. Next slide. Next slide, Barbara. So I'm going to talk while she switches slides. The next slide was elevating the high school voice. It's a series that we started because in DOE, in our perspective, there's 3 stepchildren. The first one is, go back. So the first one is special education, right? And you know, the services they need. The next stepchild is the multilingual language learners, right? Language access has always been an issue. And then the third stepchild is high schools. High schools has the fewest parent family voice in this DOE system. So we created Elevating the High School Voice so we can have our voices heard, elevated, and not just the parents, but the students and the other fellow stakeholders. Barbara, am I frozen? Am I frozen?
No, you're not, but it's going in and out a little bit. Maybe
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we're hearing you.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, thank you. So last year we had part 1, elevating the high school voice, or Queens High Schools being heard, and we discussed different points of overcrowding. I need you to go back to the next slide, Barbara. Back to the other slide. Overcrowding, safety, life skills, career civic readiness, and new high school seats, and overcrowding. Queens have the most overcrowded, overcapacity high schools, and we need more seats. So we discussed that. And what is unique about this borough-wide forum, that all the stakeholders were involved. So this first one was the Queens High School parents, the students, and the UFT were moderators for this one. And we had the chancellor, DC Quintana from Teaching and Learning, the borough president, and some of our high school superintendents as panelists, and the Queensboro office of the Queensboro President's office was there as well. Next slide. January 18th, we just had part 2 of that series of elevating the high school voice, but this time was reimagining the high school experience and aligning with the chancellor's pillar number 1. So it was reimagining Queens High School experience. And the format, we changed it up. Queens High School parents were the moderators, but all 7 high school superintendents for Queens were panelists. We did have someone from the DOE, someone from the Queensboro office. We had UFT. We had one of the high school reps for Queens High School, James Vasquez, and then we had the CTE. Court Leo Gordon was on the panelists as well, and discuss what Thomas Edison is one of those CTE schools. Queens has the most CTE schools in New York City. So, but the most unique part of it is that the students across different high schools across the entire borough had led presentations on showing how Queens high schools were reimagining the experience. And it was very proud to see that our high schoolers were proud about their schools and what changes or additions that they want to make the high school, Queens high school experience even more enjoyable. So we are going to have a part 3 where we feel that it is important to collaborate. We believe, and this is part of collaboration, right? With CEC28, we believe to collaborate within the borough to make things better, you know, to have true partnership and collaboration, and that will help strengthen the parent and family voice. Next slide. The next slide is going to talk about the Citywide Council and Education Council campaign that's going on. Applications is done. Now it's candidate forums. So it's very important for you to visit these candidate forums that you are eligible to vote in. For Queens High School President's Council is the Citywide Council on High School, CCHS. We have 59 candidates that apply. Our candidate forum is Wednesday, April 19th at 6:30. Please, if you can, if you're eligible to vote for CCHS, please do so and do your due diligence, do some homework and get to know who these candidates are. All these forums are posted on the DOE website. And I know many of you have more than one councils that you can vote. Please vote in every single one of them, because it's very important. That helps strengthen the parent and family voice. It's very important to do so. That is our part of being engaged and being involved, and also it empowers us because we can make informed decisions, and voting is part of making informed decisions. So please attend the candidate forums or visit the website if you couldn't make it at that time, because those recordings will be posted, and get to know the candidates. Next slide. The next slide is going to show how our next meeting is Monday, March 13th at 6:30 p.m. And if you can, please join us. Next slide is going to show us how you can contact us, right? Remember, history is her story too. So please email us, visit our PT board or our website. And remember, Queens High School President's Council, our voice matters, and we're elevating the high school voice. Thank you for allowing us this time.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And again, if you have questions, in approximately 12 minutes, we'll be closing off that feature where you can speak later on. So if you want to speak or ask a question, make a comment, we have the principals, we have the Queens High School, you know, everyone is here. Dr. Payne is here. If you have any questions, please put the word speak on the chat and we'll call your name accordingly later on. Next on our agenda is a thank you, Shirley and Barbara, for what you do in the community and continue to lead and trailblaze. We are grateful for your work and your commitment. Thank you, thank you, and thank you. I'm going to share my screen really quickly here. And this is a resolution. Are we able to see that? Let me see. Is it? Are we seeing this? Thumbs up, somebody? Yeah. Anybody? Yeah. I can't see my screen.
Yeah, make it a little bigger, VJ. We can see it.
Okay, let's try that. Okay, so this is a resolution that was passed down. We got a copy of it, and we are also endorsing this that was shared to us by the UFT and others who are also circulating this resolution, but it's a collaborative effort because we know we have, you know, a lot of power when we unite. And this resolution is calling for the opposition to raising the New York City charter school cap, and in favor of limiting charter costs to the DOE budget and ensuring more oversight and accountability. And I'm not going to read this whole thing because it was shared in our notice, so you could have viewed this in the past, like before the meeting, and also too, you have a copy of this on our website. But the gist of this resolution is asking that whereas Governor Hochul has proposed to allow about 100 additional charter schools in New York City, even though the legal charter cap has been met, by eliminating the original limits and by adding the number of previously authorized charters known as zombie charters, which have closed and their charters revoked. And whereas New York City also already has 275 charter schools, the vast majority of those are unauthorized in the state. We're asking that we are opposing, and we are saying to the Governor Hochul, do not do this. We do not want to see this continue. We don't want to see this even get discussed anymore. We have too many charter schools, and recently everyone in this district knows what we experienced when we had charter schools trying to come to our communities and to take space and resources away from the schools that already doesn't have enough to begin with, right? So and these, I want to remind everyone, charter schools are privately owned entities that function under their own rules and their own regulations, and they can decide what they want to do, when they want to do it. And just having that kind of school system, in the city here, it's reason to be alarmed that she is considering and suggesting, allowing 100 additional charter schools in the city here. And we're saying, be it resolved at the end here, that the CEC District 28 strongly urges the legislature to oppose the governor's proposal to increase the number of charter schools in New York City, either by eliminating the regional gaps or allowing authorization of the zombie charters. Be it resolved that instead of, we urge the legislature to repeal the law that obligates DOE to provide space to charter schools in public schools or help pay for their rent, the only district in the nation with this erroneous requirement. And we have other lists here that be resolved. So at this point in time, we're going to be asking the community, do you have any feedback? Do you have any comments on topic? So this is a question to the community now, to all of you who are present here. If you have a comment, a question, a concern, something that you don't agree with, you want us to discuss a little bit more, feel free at this time to raise your hand. And this is only on topic, right? So I want to stop sharing for a second so I can see your screen, so I can see you if you really want to raise your hands. Okay, going once, going twice. Jessica Zillow, I'll ask you to unmute. Go ahead.
Hi, I do
Hello.
have a question in regards to this. I'm actually in favor of this because I don't think we have enough seats for the current students in our district as it is. Also great work by the CEC just to stop. I think the students actually had a good hand in that, but are there other CECs that are also passing similar resolutions? So like it's a united front that we don't want charters within the districts?
So I envision how this is going to work is once we pass this here, we're going to be sharing this with all other CECs as well, and they can go ahead and also have this ripple effect. And I'm confident that Bruce Zihal and team and UFT and team, they are also doing all they can do on all fronts, like they always do, to ensure this is sent across the city and across every district. However, it's up to each CEC to determine if they want to bring this up to a vote or to determine if they want to be, in unison with this move. Yeah. Thank you, Jessica. So, anyone else going once, going twice? Any other questions? The goal is to get as many people that have this resolution passed. Of course, we will share it with them. And once we pass this resolution, it's sent across the district, across the city, to all elected officials, etc. Adriana, go ahead.
I couldn't read what the document says, and I haven't had a chance to read it, though I do have it in my email. Is there anything in the resolution that speaks to the class size mandate that is going to be, it is looming over us already, but it's going to be coming more and more into effect in the next few years?
Yeah, 1 second, I'll bring it up here.
Thank you.
1 second, please. So here it is. I can bring up the screen over here again, right? And are you seeing the resolution there, Adriana? Is it large enough? I can make it a little
A
bigger.
little bigger.
Too big. There it is. Oh, sorry about that. So it says here, whereas given need to lower class size, you see this line over here? Okay, I saw a thumbs up from you, so. Okay, there it is. Yeah, it's pretty comprehensive, and it takes into account a lot of different factors that really makes the argument very strong for us to really be opposing the governor in this direction. Okay, so we're going to be, so I know our secretary just joined, Miss Elena Amanova. You there, Elena? Can someone make her a co-host?
I am, but I am commuting, so I'm not able to
Okay.
speak on a bus. So
Sorry.
I'll be soon.
Okay, no worries.
Coming from work.
Of
Sorry.
course, no worries. So Latifa, do you mind doing the roll call for us? Is that okay with you?
Sure.
To vote on this, to all in
Sure.
favor on that? So I'll share again so you can see the title of the resolution. as
Sorry,
usual.
VJ, just point of order. Someone needs to make a motion to pass
yeah.
this.
So so I make a motion to pass to vote on this resolution. The resolution
To approve the resolution.
Yeah, sorry, to approve the resolution in opposition to raising the New York City charter school cap, and instead in favor of limiting charter costs to the DOE budget and ensuring more oversight and accountability.
Second.
Thank you.
Okay, so I'll take the roll call vote. First Vice President Barbara Williams.
Yes, yes.
Second Vice President Ted Chang.
Yes.
Treasurer Lou Zhao.
Yes.
Recording Secretary Elena Amanova. Not sure if she can unmute.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Member Shaliza Dean. Member Shaliza Dean.
She was not a co-host last I saw, so you might need to add her as a co-host.
Okay, I'll come back to Shaliza. Can someone make Shaliza a co-host? Member Cassandra Alexander.
Yes.
Member Rajwinder Kaur.
Yes.
Member Simone Dornbach is excused. Member Latifa Lewis, yes. Member Shaliza Dean.
Yes.
Did I miss someone? I
Me.
think that.
You
Oh,
missed
I'm
Lou.
sorry. And President, no, I did get Lou. Sorry. President VJ Ramjatan. I'm trying to adhere to the fact that they said leave the president for last, and then I forgot him.
No worries. Thank you so much. Yes, I'm in favor. Thank you. So you want to, so the resolution was passed, right?
It's
And they-
unanimous.
Unanimous. Okay, thank you.
So what do we have? 10 members? So because Simone's absent, right?
Yes.
Yes. So no, 9 members.
9
because
members,
We have a
right.
vacancy.
Simone is absent. Yeah. Thank you. So yeah, so this is passed, and this will be shared on our website, and also it will be shared to all of our schools also, right? We will share this to all of our schools, and you can pass this on your SLTs, take a read, understand it. Charter schools affects all of us, every one of us. So I will encourage all our schools, to our principals who are here, we'll share it to all of you, and then to all of our elected officials, and it will be spread wide to cover a wide space and to make sure we have this covered. So at this point in time, we're moving along. We're doing great with time. We're going to be asking our council members to make any updates if they have any. So at this point in time, I'll be calling our first Vice President, Barbara Williams. Do you have any updates?
I don't have anything at this time. I kind of was out of the country and just came back last night, so I'm not up to date on current events. But I just want to say happy Women's Month to History Month to everyone, and happy new month. And I'm glad to see everyone here.
Welcome back to the cold. And then we have second Vice President Ted Chang.
Hi, everyone. I don't have any really specific stuff right now, although I believe the school budget vote is coming up soon for the panel for educational policy, and let's just hope that I know last year there were all kinds of procedural irregularities associated with the budget vote at the panel for educational policy. So let's just hope that they've got some of that worked out this year, and that our schools will get funded, because as we all know, it takes money to run the school system, and every single school that I've been in, even when they've gotten the funding, a little bit more funding here, there's still so many things they could be doing that they're not doing because of funds. So every little bit that we can get from the mayor and the city council would really help. And also just a little comment about CEC voting. It seems like the candidate profiles have come out just recently, and they're already scheduling candidate forums for our district. So it all seems to be moving very quickly. So everyone start paying attention, and the elections are coming up soon. Thanks all.
Thank you, Ted. Next, we're going to have Recording Secretary Elena Amenova. Does your bus have Wi-Fi? You have any updates for us? I know she can't talk that much. If you can, that's okay.
I can try to speak
Let's do this.
quietly. I do want to point out that I want to give a shout out to actually PS 175, our district elementary school. Every morning when I pass by the school, the music that is welcoming our students into the building is so contagious and brings so much great energy into the building. I love it. I think this is a new addition that I have not seen before, and just want to give a shout out to the administration of 175 that have added the music every morning as the students are walking into the building.
And where is the music played?
Kudos.
Like on loudspeakers in the school, in the schools PS?
So they're putting music at the entry. So I guess the aides or whoever it is that's welcoming students at the door. And this is something simple that is doing. It changes the whole environment around the school building. Yes. And I just wanted to highlight that, as I've noticed it a few times as I was walking through the school in the mornings, and it's just positive environment.
Thank you. That's why CC has music too when you walk in, right? Some John Lennon today. Next week can be Bob Marley next year. We do it all, Thank you, Elena. Next, we're gonna have Treasurer Lou Zhao.
Not much of concrete stuff, because I was extremely busy in and out work this months. But there are a few things that going down the pipeline that I'm planning to look into. One thing that I mentioned, in January meeting, their parents are talking, asking about, the grammar study. So I think I own that parents, answer, to look into this issue more closely. And also there are a few schools, I know for one example that 303 had a meeting, discussed, after school programs. This year, I know that 144 and 303 both didn't have a after school. There's a lot of parents who had difficulty to find a place to place their children. So I think those things better start early, than see, when the next semester starts, those parents will again to put in limbo because, the after school program, it has been year after year, it's a big problem for certain school. I mean, in 196, my daughter there's, pretty big after school program. Normally there's, not a problem, but a lot of other schools, don't have a dedicated, program. It's a huge problem for a lot of parents. It's a big headache. So those are the kind of thing I think we need to spend a little bit more time to advocate, to find solution. And, probably for the next few months, I want to spend more time on those things. Thank you.
Thank you. Please give us a report when you get a chance and you get some information. We appreciate that. Thank you so much, Lou, and thanks for all that you do. Member is Rajwinda Kaur.
Good evening, everyone. First of all, happy Women Month. Keep rising, keep growing. That motivates everyone, especially Dr. Pate. Everyone looks around you, you are the motivator. And nothing specific for regarding any school, but kids are very excited about the state test because they're still receiving the high school, the offers from the very like Hunter colleges. Few kids reach out to me in my own community and they were like, oh, wow, we are still receiving it. And they're so excited about the state test. So I was just encouraging them, study hard. Good luck for you. Thanks for the Department of Education, they're keeping the record for old state tests. They were mentioning, oh, Rajwinder, they are keeping the record of 5th grader state test for the ones who have given, and they're also giving the chance who have not given the state test also. That's great. And I'm highly proud that I'm a member of this council. I have everything to share. At least I can help my own community in special who has a language barrier. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. And yes, that's included. And please invite your and every community. And we definitely want to provide language access to them. So feel free if anyone, you and not you, but anybody else ever wants to let us know, hey, we need to have this language. We used to have Spanish interpreters before, and then no one comes who needs Spanish interpreters. We used to have a Bengali, we used to have a Cantonese at one point in time. So if there's a translation service you all need, us tell us. We'll make sure we get them here for our community. Next, we have Cassandra Alexander on our list here.
Hello, good evening, everyone. Sorry, I have a sore throat, but I just wanted to say, PS40, that renovation is coming along amazing, and it's going to look absolutely beautiful for this community. District 28, they're doing a fabulous job. And hopefully we can put something in place where we can keep out outsiders from tearing it up, like gates or something, but it's going to be amazing. That's it.
Do feel better. And thank you for showing up even though you're not feeling well. Thank you so much for being a trooper. Thank you, Shaliza. Next, we have Miss Shaliza Dean.
Hello, everyone. Not well myself. I got COVID for the first time after 3 years. So disappointed. So disappointed. Our community, I must say, from a couple of years when I ran for my CEC position, I did not see banners in front of the schools, and I was happy to drive through and see many more banners this year. So I know we're coming out of our pandemic or tridemic, but it's looking positive for people who will be coming out to vote. So that's great.
Thank you, Miss Dean, and sorry to hear that you're not feeling well, but again, you came out to this meeting. I mean, of all of our parents are there, they're doing this. Thank you, Ms. Shaliza. Thank you so much. Member Latifa Lewis.
Good night, everyone. So it's been great within the community. We just got out of Black History Month. Lots of the schools had some wonderful presentations starting to showcase the students. So, FYI, this year we want to have our end of year celebration. So those of you who are in your school and you saw some wonderful performances, send them over to us. We may be reaching out to those schools to try to get them to perform for our end of year. In terms of some of my own liaison schools, at least 2 of them have retiring parent coordinators. So there are some So PS40 is in the interviewing process. And IS8, I believe is also going to be looking. So if you also, people who are probably good candidates to work with these wonderful schools, let them look into the process. You know, for this meeting, I don't have too many negatives. I know I had a lot the last couple of times, but just happy to see everyone doing so many great things within the community and looking forward to continuing to collaborate with you all.
Thank you so much, Natifa. And my report today, I really want to highlight the principals. I wanted to say hi to them. So when I call your name, just unmute and just say hi. Just say hi. I want to ask you. So Principal Hanley, are you there? Patricia Hanley?
Yes, I am here. Hello,
Say
everyone.
hi. We're school. You're a principal off. That'll be great. All the principals, I'm going to be calling you. So I'll see you on here. Go ahead.
PS54.
Thank you for being here
Hillside
always. We
School.
appreciate it.
Mhm.
Thank you so much. What part of the district you're in?
District 28 on Hillside Avenue, right
On
off the
that side.
Van. Yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. Principal Burns.
Good evening, everyone. Just grateful to be here, VJ. Love it, love it. And I love your background too. I'm always like trying to catch you moving your head to the left or the right so I can kind of see exactly what's that image behind you.
That's me on the mountains.
That is, what
Hanging over
mountain?
that.
Where is that?
That's the Shawangunk Mountains. It's like really, really, really high. It's really, really amazing. I'll send you the information. Definitely go in the spring or in the fall. It's a little hike, but nothing that we can
I'm in
do.
there.
But the view, and there's a lake on the top of the mountain. You float on, like seriously, like, good stuff. Don't do what I did. Don't hang off the mountain. Just go.
I hang off a mountain every day, VJ. I'm a New York City principal.
Lovely. Thank you so much. And you're the principal. So the name, what kind of
Sure. Robert A. Van
and
Wyk, Middle
location?
School, 217.
Elementary school. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Middle school, amazing.
Yes, yes. Principal Activia Sandusky, popular New York one. She's a media star now. She's getting contracts for Broadway now. Look at this. Go ahead.
Good evening, everyone. VJ, thank you, thank you, thank you. I didn't become popular by myself. So yes, this journey has been amazing. Victory is ours. I want to say that. And here I see this evening that they're presenting another resolution to stop charters, and I'm ready for the fight. So again, I can't thank the CEC, the great 28 for the support that they have provided us. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Captain and Count Casey, Magnet School for Multimedia and Performing Arts. We're on the uprise, and I thank you all. Continue to support us. We're going to continue to support this great district. Dr. Pate, you know we love you dearly. Thank you for all that you do. VJ, the council, the city CEC, you guys are amazing. I can't work. I'm speechless. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you so much. I know you're not acting. That's true. That's what you're saying is true. Thank you so much. Principal, let me see. I'm going down a list here. Principal Dr. E. Remy. I'm asking you all to unmute, sir, if you hear your name. There you are. Are you able to unmute? Hold on. Name, school.
Oh, there we go.
There you
Hi,
go.
how are you?
Hello.
So I'm the principal of PS354, the Jermaine L. Green STEM Institute, located on Bedell Street by Baisley Boulevard. We're a wonderful 3K to 5 school. And we are getting a dual language program in the fall for our Spanish speaking families, as well as we currently have a NEST program, and it's expanding to 1st grade.
Excellent. We're so happy you're here tonight. Thank you so much. And keep bringing yourself and all your team members. Thank you for being here. From time to time, I'll highlight all of you. Principal Hicks.
Hi, good evening, everyone. I'm in my kitchen cooking dinner, just coming home from school. We did our STEAM family night, where students were able to do an art activity, 2 STEAM activities, since that is our superintendent's baby, and also tried to get families out to complete their survey. So that is very important. So please make sure you do your school surveys, because they will be asking us for numbers very soon. So thank you for having us, for giving us the space to be able to speak to you this evening, and thank you for your continued support.
What's on the menu?
Let's see, shrimp and grits. Would you like to come over?
I'll take delivery.
Okay.
Thank you so much for all you do. Thank you
You're
so much.
welcome.
Principal Jacob Lau.
Good evening, CJ. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for, as always, for creating this space and creating for the opportunity to learn and grow. You know, I know Principal Ojeda pretty well, and I didn't know that whole backstory of you know, his whole story. I knew he was the assistant principal and the teacher there. I didn't know he was also a student there. So cool hearing that. Dr. Pate, thank you so much for your presentation on attendance. It is such an important issue in our district, and I continue to work on that in my school and also to support all our colleagues in that work. The VJ, I believe I'll see you next week for our district leadership team meeting.
We will see each other again for sure. Thank you for all that you do. Thank you.
Thank you. Be well.
Sure. Let's go, John Greco. So all the other principals who are here, please put the word principal before your name so we can say hi to you, please.
Hi, everybody. How you doing? John Grego. I am the principal of Russell Sage Junior High School 190 over in Forest Hills. Please follow us on Instagram at JHS190, Russell Sage. Most recently, we had a student come back from vacation with a whole lot of medical crickets. So she went around along with the guidance counselor and a bunch of other students, and they did the Russell Sage Eat a Cricket Challenge. And
did you eat one? Did you have one?
Did I eat one? No, I didn't eat one. I chickened out. But a whole lot of much more adventurous teachers were all in. So, and you can see that video on Instagram at JHS190, Russell Sage. But yeah, I love coming to these every month. I love getting the information. I love, making sure that, Russell Sage is doing, all that we could do for, like in our neck of the woods, and just make sure that, we're like up to par with the rest of the amazing schools in the district. And so thank you all. Thank you, VJ. Thank you, the whole team there. Obviously, Dr. Pate is super duper, and just happy to be here and happy to be a part. So thank you.
Thank you so much. Principal Nicholas Petrello. I want to say a shout out to him. He does something in his school where he has coffee with the principal. I think once a month. I think most of you do that, and it's so well attended, and it's amazing to see how parents open up in that space where they get to speak one-on-one with the principal. Principal Petrello, go for it.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Thank you, VJ. I appreciate it. It's not allowing me to take my camera off, so you can all see my photo there. But yeah, I said 121, we do our monthly coffee with the principal. It's a great opportunity for the community to come in, to speak to me, to speak to the admin, the coach. Ms. Chavez, our parent coordinator, did a session today on internet safety and cyberbullying. We kind of blend it with a workshop along with an informal conversation. As I say, we quote unquote let our hair down. It's Nick to VJ, not Principal Petrillo to Mr. Ramjatan. It's more of an informal conversation, break down some of those walls and just get to know each other. It's a great experience. I love it. I look forward to it. We have some refreshments, it literally is coffee and muffins and what have you. So we had that actually this morning. It's a really, really powerful way to bridge that homeschool connection and more of a relaxed way. But thank you, VJ, for calling that out. We're doing wonderful things at 121. If anybody wants to come, we're open all the time. Always look forward for new visitors, new faces to partner with the community and the district at large. So thank you all. I love these meetings. I love connecting with all of you. It's great to hear the wonderful things that are happening all across the district. We are a very, very diverse 28, as we say. We are warrior leaders, each and every one of us, and it's great to see the commonalities amongst us in such a diverse district. So, and I personally appreciate those opportunities very, very much. So thank you all. I appreciate your time this evening, and keep up the great, great work, the great 28. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Principal Robin Signal.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening. It's great to be here with you all. It's great to see everybody. Thank you, Dr. Pate, for your messages early. I have a lot of parents and teachers on. I don't know why my voice is hoarse. We were just together just the other day. I guess it's allergy season. Please check out all of our different websites. Right now, we paused it right now just to do some house cleaning. This month is Women's History Month. So we're gonna do a lot of celebrations, a lot of STEAM night activities with activities that are designed by women. So we're looking forward to that. But please just thank you, everybody, for supporting our community. Our parents showed up last week, last CEC meeting. Thank them for coming again tonight. So we look forward for breaking bread and just having this fellowship time with the community. This is a great community. Thank you. Have a great night.
Thank you. Thank you. And Principal Michelle Cespedes. I just asked you.
Hi, good evening,
There you are.
everyone.
Yes.
I'm snuggled up on the couch. I just want to say thank you so much to the CEC for dedicating your time to our schools. You guys give up so much of your personal time for this, making sure that we're all staying informed in the district. So thank you so much. Thank you to Dr. Pate. You two work tireless hours. I don't know how you guys do it. I am the interim acting principal of PS312, which is Jamaica Children's Magnet School for Innovative Leadership and Civic Activism. We are a small school located in the PS40 building. This week, we were wrapping up our celebration for Black History Month, where we had a living wax museum. Our students dressed up like notable historical figures, and they spoke a little bit about each historical figure. There were buttons that made their wax figures come to life. So it was a really great experience. The kids had fun, families had fun, and I look forward to doing more activities like that and inviting the community and everyone into our building. Hope everyone has a great night, and thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me.
Well, thank you for showing up and being here. I want to say this, and this is a record thing, right? We have never had this many principals always consistently on the CEC meetings. And it's such an important space where we are sharing so much is being exchanged. So I want to thank all of you who do come consistently. And one principal who has always been Robin Signal. You have from way back in the days, you have always been in that meeting, sitting in the chair at the office there. But so far, a lot of you have been coming, and principals, you matter. And we want to say thank you. And we want to say, the work, you don't get paid to care. And in D28, you care. We see that all over. And our council members, we go to your schools as liaisons, and we are not there to come and shout out and say, this is bad, it's not going to report back. We're here to help you and support you. And we are partners together. And we're not here to find problems, but to find solutions together, right? We know all what the issues are, trust me. But how can we work together to find solutions is more important. Thank you all for being here. But Dr. Pate, did I miss any principals who did not put their name on as principal?
You missed Dr. Remy.
Dr. Remy, go for it.
Oh, she spoke.
Oh, I did call her, right?
Yep, Dr. Remy. I also want to shout out the district team members. We have 6 or 7 of our district team members. Rajendra Jimenez Jalal, he's right hand and left hand. He is in the room. Our AIS, one of our AIS director coordinators, Laura Kobos, is in the room. Martina Stanislav, she is responsible for ensuring our compliance for students with IEPs, as well as Avril Morton, who is also in in the room. So happy to see you. Let's see. I know I saw someone else. Tina Bram. She is our data guru and all around. She organizes a lot of our internal work around MWBE and many, many other initiatives. Arnold Arizal, who is our math wizard in our district, and he supports direct support to many, many of our schools in math instruction and to families. He does family-facing workshops. Just want to shout out to the district team being in the room. Did I miss anyone? Raj, did I miss anyone? Sonia, you're here, right? Saw Sonia.
Yes, she
I
is.
saw her. She may have dropped. Sonia was here.
No, she is here. Sonia is here.
Mm-hmm.
But thank you so
I'm
much.
here. I'm here.
Oh,
I couldn't
hey,
unmute
Sonia.
myself.
I know
Good
you're
evening.
here. And I don't have to speak about Sonia. Everyone knows the legend of Sonia Weather. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Hi, Cherie Gibson.
So
Hey.
my request and my ask for the principals is, how can we increase more parents on the platform? We do send this invite out to all of you and to your parent coordinators. I'm asking you to help us to really reach these parents. We have never done this before. We've had so many parents involved. Can we double this amount? Get your parents out, get them to be here. Let us be a space when one day you are here, your leader. It's just amazing. It's amazing to see that in live action. So let's work together to make this happen this year. Yeah. So moving along, thank you all so much. And to the principals, keep coming. If I missed any principals, it wasn't intentional, but going forward, always put the word principal before your name when you come in, so we can know that you are a principal and we can highlight, etc. Our speaker list. So first, we're gonna be calling Vanessa Sparks. You have 3 minutes. Your time starts now. Can we ask one of our members? Let's see here. Latifa, do you mind doing a time check for us? Is that okay with you?
Good evening, CEC28, and happy Women's History Month. My name is Vanessa Sparks, a member of Community Board 12 Education Committee under the leadership of Education Chair Latoya LeGrand and under the leadership of Community Board 12 Chair, the Reverend Carlene Thorpes. We bring you greetings. I want to say hello to the CEC President, Ramjad, who seems to be everywhere all the time. The wonderful, wonderful Dr. Tammy Pate, greetings, and to all the other members and to the principals. I saw the principal of my alma mater, Russell Sage Junior High School there, so I just want to shout out Russell Sage. And what I want to say to all of the principals on the line, CEC28, you know, there are, I believe, 2 community boards that fall within the confines of District 28, Community Board 12. We cover the schools, or out the schools in our catchment area are south of Hillside Avenue. I would encourage all of the principals to reach out to the community boards, introduce yourselves. We just don't want to hear from you when something is bad. You'd be surprised how many families will contact the community board when there's an issue in their school. And we don't want to wait until then to meet you. We want to be able to meet you, build meaningful relationships with you. So I encourage all of the principals to reach out to their respective community boards. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Sparks, and thanks for all that you do and always bring in the heat in the room. You know, you bring it real. Thank you so much for all that you do, and for Community Board 12. And, you know, definitely at our principals breakfast, you all will be there. We want to really create that collaboration, that cohesiveness in this district. We are one district. Bruce Zyhoud, UFT district representative for D28, amazing, powerful man in our district here. Bruce.
Good evening, everyone. It's great to be here with all of you. It really is inspiring to see how many principals are on this evening. I see a lot of UFT members, educators, parents. We got Community Board 12. We have elected officials, representatives here. We just have a great team in District 28. And I gotta say, I'm like 100% proud to be a part of this district. This CEC is great. You know, let's not sell ourselves short here at all in terms of this resolution that was passed here tonight. Like, super important. in terms of protecting our children in the district and the schools in the district. I know some of you did see the Eyewitness News story tonight on at 5:30 p.m. And Eva Moskowitz is still out there complaining about not getting space at the Catherine and Count Basie campus and the Springfield Gardens campus. And the fact that this CEC is taking the lead in terms of trying to change legislation through this resolution that was passed tonight regarding charter schools is just simply amazing. And yes, other CECs undoubtedly will follow. And just like the support that we had in terms of supporting the Catherine and Count Basie campus and Springfield Gardens campuses, I expect the same to be happening in terms of trying to get this legislation changed. What I want to speak to quickly too is something that Superintendent Pate brought up earlier in her presentation, which is where we have a great new collaboration in District 28, because we're always looking to do great things for our students and parents in the district. And what we're going to do through a collaboration of the UFT in District 28, Dr. Pate. Okay.
Just you can go ahead and finish it up, Bruce. But we give 3 minutes. But go ahead. Let's wrap it up.
Right. We're introducing the Dialogue Teacher Program, the UFT Dialogue Teacher Program, and Dr. Pate, Sonia Rueda, the entire District 28 office has worked on this to provide this great opportunity for our students and our parents in the district. The program involves our students being able to call in, speak to any teacher in any subject in many different languages after school to get homework help. But in addition to that, the Dialogue Teacher Program also offers parent workshops to help parents help their children at home with their academic work. And this is what we're starting to bring into the district as of next week. We have 3 schools hosting the Test Taking Tips workshop next week. We have MS-72 on March 7th, MS-217 on March 8th, and JHS 157 on March 9th. And our parents, elementary and middle school parents throughout the district, can attend any one of those particular workshops on whichever evening that they want. It is hybrid format. We would love them to be back in the buildings. We want our parents back in the school buildings, but if they can't, we're also providing a remote option. And we really think that this is going to be a great addition to our district. So thank you for giving me the extra time on that.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
My apologies as well. I actually did 2 minutes instead of 3. So Bruce, you were not off at 4.
Thanks. The universe is speaking here. And Latifa will give you a 1 minute, a one minute notification, and so you can wrap it up. That's good. Thank you so much. Now he knows forever, right, Bruce? Ron Britt, go ahead, Ron.
All right, there we go. Good evening, everybody. Good evening, CEC28, principals, community. Bringing greetings from the Jamaica NAACP. And just want to say, VJ, we too passed our resolution, regarding the co-locations and the charter school cap as well, out of the education committee and through the branch membership, and shared that out as well. And we will certainly be reaching out to you and the council members to sign on to your resolution. We certainly support that. And lastly, I'll keep it brief. Well, 2 things. One, if you've been out and about in the community, you may have noticed our esteemed and very active New York State President, Dr. Hazel N. Dukes, out and about, moving through the Southeast Queens community, more affectionately known as Mama Dukes. And that is not by accident, that is intentional. So good things are coming. Announcements to be made soon. Stay tuned. Out of the Jamaica branch, the Far Rockaway branch, and surrounding branches. So really looking forward to helping and providing some more supports. And lastly, Dr. Pate, thank you for enlightening us on the absenteeism in regards to the codes and how that some of those kind of, I guess I'll use the word unfairly, could have an unfair impact given situations that are beyond the school and the district's control. So we'll certainly be looking to support you in that measure. And I'm sure you can't be the only one screaming and hollering about that. So thank you for enlightening us on that. Appreciate it. And with that, I bring greetings again and say thank you to CEC28 and everyone else for being here. We really appreciate all the efforts and the work. All right. Good night, everybody.
Thank you, Ron. Thanks for all that you're doing in the NAACP. Thank you so much. Ari Innes. Ari, you still here? Yes, you are. From New York State Senator Leroy Carmony's office. Yes.
Yes, I am. I'm sorry. I had unmuted and then muted by accident again. My bad. All right. Good night, everyone. My name is Ari Innes from the office of New York State Senator Leroy Comrie. Happy Women's History Month. Best month ever. Also my birthday month, so double best month ever. Just a few things I wanted to share with everyone. The senator is having free tax preparation every Saturday with VITA tax program from York College. Please call. Appointments are filling up really, really fast. Call the office. I'll put the information in the link. We're also having 2 nights for the week with the NABA, National Association of Black Accountants. We'll also be doing tax preparation with our office. So every Saturday for VITA and 2 days of the week for NABA, call the office for more information. Also want to mention some stuff the Senator is co-sponsoring, National Council of Negro Women. Queens chapter will be having a seminar on the 25th of March, the Power of Pregnancy event. That will be at Anton's from 12 to 4 p.m. Also call the office for more information. Oak Street Health on the 29th is having a virtual Medicaid education seminar, Medicare and Medicaid 101, 6:30 to 8 to 3 p.m. Oh, sorry, 6:30 to 8 p.m. Call the office and we'll also provide you with the registration information for that. Also just want to give a little bit of information. I know I don't have a lot of time. The senator is working on Bill S5334, which is it allocates the Amistad Commission in the Department of Education and repeals certain provisions related to the Amistad Commission. So essentially what that means is, since in New York, the Amistad Commission is charged with surveying school curricula to find out how much is included about the African-American slave trade and slavery in America, it's a provision to make recommendations for improvement. Currently, because it's in the cultural law, we want to move it to the educational law. So that will make it, since educational law has to go over it anyway, whatever the findings are with the Amistad Commission, and make improvements so that it can be given to all schools within New York City and New York State districts. But that's it from us. If you have any other questions, I am here. Once again, I'll leave the information to contact the office in the chat, and everyone have a good night. Thank you.
And thank you for being here, Ari. We're always happy to have our electeds represented at this space here and to really share and to bring information back. And our resolution that was passed tonight will be sent to your office too. And I hope that it's going to be elevated and taken seriously too. And thank you so much for all that you do. Next, we have Coretta Osmond, Stafford.
Hi, good evening to everyone.
Good evening.
I have a concern. It's in connection with busing. My first son went to the Gifted and Talented, where we were not in the area. He went to the Gifted and Talented school in District 28 because he passed the test. And I knew then they had a law that he could not have gotten busing because it was my choice to put him in this program. I did file a case with through the Board of Ed. They had a representative, and yes, I lost because they said it was my choice to put him there. A few years later, my other son, he did the Gifted and Talented, passed, and same situation, but I know there are some changes. My older son now is in a different school, and the younger one, he leaves with me on mornings, and it takes him like 50 minutes to get to the school, whereby if he can go on the bus, it would take him like 15 minutes or even less. I'm just, because of traffic, I'm putting in the 15 minutes. Here it is. We leave earlier. He goes to Jamaica with me. It's like he's going in a circle, get a 41 bus, and then go to the school. I asked if he could have gotten the bus, and they said based on the situation, he cannot get a bus. He's only qualified for a Metro card. I cannot pick up my son on evenings. He has to cross the Van Wyck every day, a 10-year-old by himself. I'm being honest with you. What I did, I got him a phone where I'm watching him. I can't call an Uber to put him in, but every day he crosses there, and there are buses. There's a school bus where he can go out 5 minutes away, not from my home, and get on that bus on mornings, and that bus can drop him. And they are saying when you're in 5th grade, well, he was in 5th, he was in 4th, 3rd, 2nd, and he still couldn't get the bus. Here it is his last year, still in the gifted program. I'm not going to change him and put him in a zone school.
1 minute.
Yeah. Excuse me?
You have 1 minute left.
Oh, okay. And so I don't know what is the reason why they can't be lenient with a parent or parents who have children having to come home by himself. He walks the Van Wyck every day. This is my concern. What's the feedback on this?
Thanks, Coretta. So what we'll do, are we gonna can you please put your we're gonna ask you which are you in District 28, Coretta?
I am. My both kids have been in District 28. I know you.
You know me, okay. I am gonna ask our AA to put my email address on the chat over there, and just shoot me a quick email, and then we can discuss how we can definitely what we can do on your behalf to advocate for you, and see what we can do to further assist you. I see our member Natifa Lewis had her hand up. Natifa, you have an answer?
So I mean, the district could probably speak better to it, but I remember being in a similar situation when my child had to go from South Jamaica to Forest Hills, and they told us in that case that they were too far to get the bus for gifted and talented. And we, as a group of parents who were coming from this side, were able to advocate and get a bus stop. So we did have to drive to the bus stop, but it was like at the border of whatever was the longest distance that they had. So I mean, definitely, especially if you say there's a bus that's 5 minutes away, there should be somewhere, and I'm pretty sure reaching out to like Dr. Pate's office or so forth, there's some kind of a solution that you may be able to have, even if it means that you have to do a partial drop to a stop that is already established so that the kids can communicate. And having a list within the school, because I'm pretty sure if you're having that issue, you're not the only parent that has it. There's power in numbers. So I'm just saying we went through that situation. It took a while, but it did get resolved at that point.
Thanks, Natifa. So Coretta, my email will be in the chat. You can please take it down there, and please do email so we can be in contact, and we'll definitely see what we can do with us together with the district office. And of course, your concern is our concern too. Okay, and we want to make sure everything works out well. All right. Thank you so much. You're welcome. Last but not least, Adriana Alicia, the able and amazing Adriana. Go for it, Adriana.
Thank you. There were comments made earlier tonight about the new initiative that was put forth by Chancellor Banks to have principals meet on a weekly basis with the NYPD. And I just want to highlight a couple of things that are not talked about enough. So in 2019, the Research Alliance for New York City Schools published a study utilizing data from more than 230,000 New York City students that highlighted a disconcerting, to say the least, connection between New York City students' academic performance and exposure to NYPD in their home neighborhoods and in their schools. The study findings corroborate what many of us already know: community conditions that perpetuate trauma like excessive police presence create consistently lower educational outcomes, even when there is no direct contact with law enforcement. NYPD's presence alone is enough to cause a negative impact. This is particularly true for middle school age Black boys. The study found that NYPD presence had a notably negative effect on the state ELA and math test scores of middle school age Black boys. And most importantly, the study showed that when there was a heavy NYPD presence and activity in the home neighborhoods of Black and Latinx students, they were substantially less likely to graduate from high school. To be clear, Black students who lived in neighborhoods with very high levels of NYPD presence were about 8 percentage points less likely to graduate than those who had only experienced very low levels of policing. The analysis controlled for a number of other factors that influence student outcomes, including local crimes. I would like all of us who talk about principals meeting the NYPD in a manner or a tone that is not as grave as it should be, to please keep this in mind. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Latifa?
I just also wanted to comment to Elise, to Adriana's point. You know, I understand like some of the studies, but I must commend some of like our community officers, at least within the districts that includes 28. They have been doing a lot more of a job, not just to be policing in terms of you know, being punisher or whatever it is, but in terms of being I guess part of the community, part of the support. So I think you know, I understand where you're coming from, but I just want us to also be open, you know, be open to creating more positive behaviors. Like, you know, I definitely had to shout out the youth officers from, say, like the 113 precinct. They show up at every event. You know, they have been like mentors to the kids in that way, so that it doesn't get to that point that they, you know, that they become friendly. And I can't say that for for some of the other communities. So I understand, as I said, where you're coming from, but I think that, you know, an inclusive means of dealing with how policing is brought into the community can help us get to like that better space, rather than a space where it's just either anti-police or for police, because I think like the kids just get caught in the middle.
Thanks, Adriana. So your hands up.
If I may respond to that. Thank you, Natifa. First, it's not my opinion. This is data. So this is science. It's a fact. And I think what's missing in this conversation is that there is another way to do this. There is a better way to do this, right? And it's done differently in other parts of the world, and we don't see the same negative outcomes pointedly at Black and Brown Latinx students, okay? The largest number or the largest portion of our student body should not also be so negatively affected by the NYPD of all things. There are better ways to do this. Just because we've always done it this way, doesn't mean we should continue to. And police do not belong in schools. Teachers do, parents do, families do, educators do, not the police.
I sense a town hall. Let's have a collaboration. Let's do this. I love, you know, and this is exactly what we need to breed. Like when the discussions comes up, how can we move to have a broader discussion, right? So I sense a town hall. Adriana, let's talk more about how we can have stakeholders and parents and police officers and teachers and everyone involved at a town hall to discuss how this can, you know, and we can talk more about this, you know. So let's talk, let's plan, let's have a solution. Thank you all so much. Latifa, did I miss anyone on the list? That's the whole list I had from what you had provided, so I don't think I missed anyone.
I think that was it. You know, I
Yeah.
know a couple people were coming in and out. So if you did want, if you think we have time and you wanted to open to anyone who might have missed, that's.
No, I think that's what we had. That was
Okay,
the last
that's
we
it.
had here.
Yeah.
But we did great with time today. Amazing timing, and we were able to cover a lot. So it's now 8:48 p.m. It's Black History, Women's History Month. Please go out there and celebrate and really empower and uplift all women across the board. We will continue to work on our end over here. We have many great things coming up. As Natifa mentioned, we have our end of year celebration that we never had for 2 years, or maybe more because of the pandemic and stuff. We want to do it this year. So we're gonna be, our team is planning. We're planning our legislative breakfast, and all that's good. Dr. Pate, I'm gonna actually say the final word, and then we can call this meeting adjourned.
Final word. Thank you, everybody. Again, just so much gratitude for every single person in this room tonight, the sacrifice of your time, your energy, a lot of brain power in the room, trying to do the very best that we all can on behalf of children. So final word is gratitude, always. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So the time now is 8:49 p.m. And this meeting is now adjourned. We can please unmute everybody. Let's allow everyone to unmute, and please feel free to unmute and say bye and hi, and let's do what we do best. Council members, we'll be having our follow-up meeting right after our business meeting. Public, you are welcome to join that. You can't speak, but you can listen in. So it's now 8:49. Let's meet at 8:55. Council members will meet at 8:55 p.m. Continue right here, same link for our business meeting. So please unmute and do your thing.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Night.
Bye, everyone.
Good night. Good night. Hey, Raj.
Hey, how are you? Good night.
How are you?
I'm hanging in there.
Hanging in there.
That's right. Be well, everyone. Take care.
Take care, everybody.
And
Hey,
everyone.
Sonia.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Good night. Good night. Hey,
Good
Ono.
night. It was a
Good night.
fabulous meeting. Good night.
Good night. Good night.
Good night.
Go D28.
We have
Baby.
next year, student, next year.
Hi.
There's the baby.
Big girl, look at that.
Diana, say hi.
Hi.
But she's saying hi.
She says open, open.
Oh, she's like, look, keep the main thing, mommy. Open this for me. Thank you. Appreciate you.
That's not enough. That's not good. Can I have something?
Thank you, Martina. Thank you so much. What? Why are you?
Say hi.
Thank you.
Thank you all so much, Ty.
Thank you. Take care, everyone.
Ermira, AI,
Barbara.
Johem, sorry, Lisa, Miss Stewart, Charlie.
Good night, Dr. Pate.
Good night. Good night. I miss you.
Close the recording, Dorinda.
Nermeen.
Hey, Jessica.
Thank you for being here, Nermeen. You can unmute and say hi. Hello.
Hi, Luzelle.
Cynthia, hello.
Miss Vanessa.
Sonia.
Hey, Ted, it's good to see you today. Every day. And today.
Good
Take
evening,
care, everybody.
everyone. Good evening, VJ. This is
Hello,
Cynthia.
Yes, Shirley.
Hi.
Latifa.
Hello,
Take
Lisa.
care.
Good night.
Good night.
Night.
Miss Rajwinder. And poor Shaliza. Oh, feel better.
Thank you.
So sorry.
People think that COVID is done. Like
Hey,
it's
Ron.
still around.
It's not
Like, I
done.
feel like-
It's
It'll
coming
never be
back.
done. It's not done.
And I feel like it's what happened is the home, and this is my personal theory, right? I think the home test that's been given out and is there, it's not picking up the new strains. People are sick and it's not picking it up.
Yeah.
They're saying oh, it's a cold, but I think it's COVID.
I don't know about that because I have a couple different blood tests. And,
Because your profession, that's why. Not all of us has that.
You're like me. I take 2 at a time just in case.
Oh God, it's
Bye,
the weather has
everybody.
been
Good
crazy.
night.
Dr. Pate,
Feel
thank you so
better.
much. We'll be in touch.
Good night, guys.
Yeah, forget
Bye-bye.
it. Take care.
Yeah. Bye.
Okay. Okay, so that's that. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay.
Dorinda, do you want to make me a host or pause the recording?
Sure. Leave it there. Let's go. Go ahead, hold the bag up. You sure? Yes.